Hello everyone, and welcome to Peak Selects. A World War II fighter was recovered from beneath 268 feet of ice. A microscopic animal became active after roughly 46,000 years, and one frozen body turned into a 5,300-year-old murder investigation. Today, we are counting down 10 remarkable things found preserved in glaciers, ice patches, and permafrost. Number 10. The 1,300-year-old skis. In 2014, archaeologists working at the Digervarden ice patch in Norway found a wooden ski emerging from the melting ice. It was about 1,300 years old, and part of its original binding was still attached. Because skis normally come in pairs, the team continued monitoring the site. 7 years later, satellite images showed that more ice had melted. Archaeologists returned and found the second ski only a few meters from the first. The two skis are not identical, but their matching age and location show that they belong together. They are now considered the best preserved prehistoric pair of skis ever found, offering a rare look at how people crossed snowy mountains long before modern equipment existed. Number 9. Shackleton's whisky. During the British Antarctic Nimrod expedition of 1907 to 1909, Ernest Shackleton brought 25 cases of McKinley's whisky to his base at Cape Royds. In January 2010, conservators from the Antarctic Heritage Trust found 5 crates encased in ice beneath the hut. 3 contained whisky and 2 contained brandy. The bottles were still inside their original straw and paper coverings. 1 crate was carefully transported to New Zealand and thawed under controlled conditions. The discovery was more than a century-old drinks cabinet. It gave conservators a sealed piece of daily life from the heroic age of Antarctic exploration. Number 8. Glacier Girl. On July 15, 1942, 6 American P-38 fighters and 2 B-17 bombers were being flown toward Britain when bad weather forced them to land on Greenland's ice sheet. Every crew member survived and was rescued, but the aircraft were left behind. Over the next 50 years, snowfall buried the planes and compressed into solid ice. By 1992, one P-38 was sitting 268 feet below the surface. Recovery crews used heated water to melt a narrow shaft down to the aircraft, opened a cavern around it, and dismantled the plane piece by piece. After roughly 10 years of restoration, the aircraft, named Glacier Girl, returned to the sky in 2002. Number 7. Blue Babe. In 1979, gold miners near Fairbanks, Alaska, uncovered the frozen remains of a steppe bison. Radiocarbon dating placed its death at roughly 36,000 years ago. The mummy became known as Blue Babe because parts of its skin developed a blue coating of vivianite, a mineral that formed after burial. Its preserved hide also carried claw marks and tooth punctures. Researchers concluded that an Ice Age American lion probably attacked and killed the bison before the carcass was rapidly buried and frozen. Blue Babe is now displayed at the University of Alaska Museum of the North. Number 6. Sparta the Cave Lion Cub. Mammoth tusk hunters found 2 cave lion cubs near the Semyolyek River in Siberia. The better preserved cub was named Sparta. Radiocarbon dating showed that Sparta died about 28,000 years ago. She was only 1 or 2 months old, yet her golden fur, whiskers, teeth, skin, soft tissue, and internal organs survived in the permafrost. Another cub, Boris, was found just 15 meters away. At first, researchers suspected they were related. Dating proved otherwise. Boris was more than 43,000 years old, making him roughly 15,000 years older than Sparta. Number 5. Yucca the Woolly Mammoth. Yucca is one of the best-known woolly mammoths recovered from Siberian permafrost. The young mammoth was discovered in 2010 and is now dated to about 39,000 calendar years ago. Its preservation was so unusual that researchers could recover nucleus-like structures from its tissue. In a 2019 experiment, they placed those structures inside mouse egg cells. The mammoth material showed limited signs of biological activity, including changes connected with cell division. But the cells never completed division, and no mammoth was cloned. More recently, scientists recovered and sequenced RNA from Yucca's muscle, the oldest RNA yet recovered, revealing which genes were active around the time the mammoth died. Number 4. A 46,000-year-old worm. Scientists recovered microscopic roundworms from a fossil burrow about 40 meters deep in Siberian permafrost near the Kolyma River. When thawed in the laboratory, the worms became active. Radiocarbon dating of plant material from the burrow indicated that they had remained frozen for roughly 46,000 years. Researchers identified them as a previously undescribed species named Panagrolimus colomensis. The animals had survived through cryptobiosis, a state in which metabolism falls to almost undetectable levels. They were not dead organisms resurrected by scientists, they had remained alive in biological suspension since the late Pleistocene. Number 3. A 48,500-year-old virus. In 2023, researchers reported 13 viruses isolated from ancient Siberian permafrost samples. The oldest, named Pandoravirus yedoma, came from material dated to more than 48,500 years ago. In the laboratory, the virus was still capable of infecting amoebas after thawing. That does not mean scientists released a human pandemic. The research deliberately used viruses that infect acanthamoeba, not people or animals. The important finding was that a virus could remain infectious after nearly 50,000 years in frozen ground. Permafrost did not simply preserve its shape, it preserved its ability to function. Number 2. The Children of Llullaillaco. In 1999, archaeologists excavated an Inca shrine near the 6,739-meter summit of Llullaillaco volcano in Argentina. Inside were the naturally mummified bodies of 3 children and more than 100 ceremonial objects. The children had been offered during the Capacocha ceremony more than 500 years ago. The summit's extreme cold, dry air, and low oxygen preserved their hair, clothing, skin, and internal organs with extraordinary detail. Scientific analysis of their hair revealed changes in diet during the months before death, along with the ritual use of cocoa and alcohol. The discovery preserved both the children and a detailed record of the final stage of an Inca state ceremony. Number 1. Ötzi the Iceman. On September 19, 1991, hikers in the Alps noticed a body emerging from melting ice. At first, it was assumed to be a recently deceased mountaineer. It was actually a naturally preserved man who had died more than 5,300 years earlier. Ötzi was found with clothing, tools, a longbow, arrows, and a valuable copper axe. His body carried 61 tattoos, and his stomach contents, DNA, injuries, and equipment have allowed scientists to reconstruct parts of his life in unusual detail. The largest surprise came 10 years after his discovery. An X-ray revealed a flint arrowhead lodged in his left shoulder. The arrow had severed a major artery, and Ötzi also had a serious head injury and a recent cut on his hand. The ice had not preserved only a mummy. It had preserved the evidence from one of the world's oldest unsolved murder cases. Thanks for watching Peak Selects. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more ranked stories from history, science, and the unexplained. See you in the next video.